Hello and welcome to Heroes of the Mist. This is November 11th, 2018, and we are streaming live, unless you're watching the recorded version later. But right now we're streaming live, unless you're watching the recording. We could go on for that forever. And we just had a wonderful RPG research potluck with 18 of our wonderful volunteers here, including one remotely. There were a number of others who unfortunately weren't able to make it, and we missed them greatly. And it was wonderful. We had lots of wonderful food, and everybody got to kind of know each other. Hadn't seen each other because a year ago we only had 6 volunteers. So we're around 30 plus now. It was really a lovely
gathering.
Yeah. So we are continuing from where we left off. We're in the village of Kasarnik, and you guys, we're putting together an equipment list. For those of you, if you're new to the show, this is an Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition actual play game in a homebrew campaign called Worlds of Beru. It's a multiverse setting. And the specific campaign for this show is Heroes of the Mist. If you are in our live Twitch chat room during the live broadcast, you can automatically gain hero points. If you say nice things in the chat room or tweet about us and refer people and tell the moderators in the Twitch chat room, you can gain bonus hero points. If you donate to us, you get even more, a whole bunch more bonus hero points, especially if you become a monthly supporter through Patreon. Check that out at rpgresearch.com. Donate, and you can see all sorts of possibilities. Now, those points you can spend to actually affect the game nearly real time. So when you spend your points, you tell the moderators what you want, and then I do my best to incorporate it from the list that's listed on the mistheroes.com website, interactive audience interaction section of the site, to incorporate that into the adventure to make life more interesting for the player characters. So I'm Hawk Robinson, your game master.
I'm Adam. I'll be playing Torin, who's a human thief, and he's just bought from the sticks, and he's out for adventure, and he's found it, and life is getting really just cumbersome, but he has a mule now, and a horse. I mean, yeehaw! I'm basically richer than everyone else on the hillside back home, and that's what it comes down to.
I am Lillian. I am playing River. She's a sea spirit folk Wujen martial artist, and she serves Virgin, the Lord of the Sea, as she is trying to prove herself.
I'm Katie Coonan. I'm playing Moisha Turtlebon. Moisha is a tailor who went looking for adventure. I'm not so sure that finding the adventure I sought was quite the good idea I was expecting.
I'm giant.
So you had a hole in your side because this was green.
Nice.
Did Joe freeze up? Did we lose Joe?
I'm here, if you can hear me.
Okay, there you go. You were just looking up for a while. I guess he was reverent for some reason.
Yeah, I think the video is laggy.
Yeah.
For some reason, the sound kicked it back on.
Interesting.
Like
No?
Move more.
No.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
is.
there you go.
Well, it's mainly
Oh
the
my
voice.
goodness.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay.
And it's Joe. He's totally here.
Why is
Just trying to make use of
Oh.
available space.
All right. So Joe, talk about you and your character.
I'm Joe Coonan, no relation. I am playing Fenimore is a half-elf fighter thief. He's really, he dreams of being more stealthy than he is. But he is a contract negotiator by trade. He works for his grandfather, who just has a small but significant weaving concern in far off Oridia, far across the Dragonspine Mountains, over in the desert lands.
And
I know you're out of practice, but I'm here to.
Oh, did you get? Oh, I'm so sorry. Please.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No, please.
No, I'm just teasing, but I was kind
We
of
moved
shifting
positions.
I
so
was,
that
trying
can be-
to shift and try and find a good
Sure.
camera spot.
Yeah.
Make use of space.
Please.
Anyway, I have been gone for a while. I was here last week, but nobody else was. So, yes, I have been recently dealing with the fact that me and my wife recently made a human.
Not dealing with, blessed with,
Well,
benefiting from the
dealing is
challenges
not necessarily a negative.
Okay.
You can deal with a deck of cards, and
Okay.
that can be very fun.
Okay.
Result in consequences.
So I'm going to be possibly inconsistent with my appearances here, but going to do my best to keep up with things. And if I didn't say properly at the beginning, my name is Andrew or Andy, whichever you like. I don't care. I'm open that way. And I play Talk, who is a gnome illusionist who's got a bit of a lilt to his voice. Sometimes it's kind of a little borderline Scottish, little borderline Ireland. You know, it's got a bit of a mix there. He's probably from a culture that's probably travelled around a bit before it settled down.
Some Gaelic variant.
He wishes to be the most famous stage illusionist, using both traditional illusionist magic and stage tricks in the land. And that's pretty much his quest.
Cool. And behind the scenes, we have Dan running the AV tech. We have Pyro helping with the various Twitch tech and co-moderation. And then we also have James, who just joined us last week as our new real-time sketch artist.
There's
So
his hand.
he will be, that's his hand right now. He will be
It's a very good-looking
drawing
hand.
scenes as they unfold, the more interesting ones, or maybe some less interesting ones. But he'll be sketching them out as they happen, and you'll get to watch those unfold.
It's so cute. You think they'll be interesting?
Of course they will. Of course
He's
they
not
will.
responsible for the interestingness of the
Right,
content.
you guys are responsible for being
Well,
interesting.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
And on
It's
that
just cute
note,
that you
let's
have
get
such
to our
faith in
bookkeeping
us.
and accounting
Yes,
of
so
equipment.
we had a little extra long break because so many people were sick last week. And as I was saying, John Welker, who is our assistant GM, who's helped cover some of the NPCs, he's not feeling well today. He's actually been under the weather the last few days, so he had to head home. He was here for the potluck to meet with everybody, but he had to head home. We wish him well. Hope he feels a lot better. He'll hopefully be back with us tomorrow.
Get your priorities right.
So, yeah. John is the vice president of RPG research and one of the only other violet purple shirts as far as hours. He's put in over 2,000 man hours in the last 2 years. And so, yeah, if he needs a break, he's more than welcome to it. So I'll be covering the NPCs and such. And usually we kind of hand it off to him and he helps with that, but I'll just be regular game mastering this time. Counting to yourself, Joe, or something? That looks like you're...
I just trying to get myself to felt like I was laggy.
Yeah, I you know what I think's happening? I think because we've got it both in Firefox and Jitsi, or no, in Firefox, excuse me, that it's fighting over the drivers because I'm noticing his hand is kind of coming and it's starting and stopping as well.
Okay.
It looks like. I'm not sure how much it is, but yeah, that's
So,
we got to figure this
if
out.
one's moving, the other can't.
Well, the problem is we're at the limit of webcams. It can only handle about 4 webcams, and then it won't take any more. So then we're trying to remote him in, but the browsers are having issues with more than one browser streaming. So we'll figure it out eventually. But sorry if Joe just keeps having stop motion. But at least we still get to see his wonderful mug. Yeah,
His voice is coming in clear. Let's be
Yes.
thankful for that.
for the most part.
It's better. Seeing him frozen, but hearing him good is better than seeing him
Pretty well,
perfectly
yes.
and hearing him with
Not
the
at all.
Dalek voice.
Right. Well, he's still on the
That
fire.
is the first time anyone has said that about me.
So I found out that the garbling voice thing appears to be a Firefox bug, and I have not yet
That
found
sounds
the
dangerous.
solution to it. That it's it's an audio driver issue with Firefox across many versions of the last 3 years. And the problem is we can't use Chrome and such because Chrome's DRM won't let us show the video in OBS so that people can see it on Twitch. So we're kind of like,
Right.
So please pardon the audio for Joe. We're still trying to figure out how to get that to work.
Maybe
If you have solutions that you know, please tell us. We'll be happy to try implement them.
All right.
Besides getting back to Linux. All right, so you guys had 2 weeks to scheme and connive and
Okay.
communicate for your equipment here at Kasarnik. You know that you've got to hit the road very early,
then.
dark 30 in
Yeah.
the morning
All right.
to head north.
Let's do this.
And you guys went through the equipment list. Now, these are what you've requested. You are not automatically guaranteed every item. So we do this. This is kind of tedious, but we do need to go through what equipment you're requesting, and then I'll be able to tell you fairly quickly, yay or nay. So Torin is super excited about it here, and I think the player is as well.
All right, then.
So we'll start with you.
Let's go.
If I could get access to a list, that would be.
Oh, here, do
Nice,
you want to
I'm-
read the list? It's very long.
Well, which book is it?
Oh, no.
This is a list of stuff we have already said we're having.
Or
So,
Or
do you
we're
wanna-
asking
So-
for.
Asking
This has been going around in the
for.
email discussion
Okay.
for 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, and we didn't have
I
your
see.
email on hand.
But you
I
had a
mentioned
new
that last
baby,
time.
so
Yeah.
I understand that
All right,
being
then.
a problem.
So,
A player's handbook can
should I read
help.
off? Do you want to read off?
I don't care.
Okay.
How this works.
Actually,
I'll read
These
it.
two can help with just basics.
actually, this is like the one time I don't have my player's
Yeah, I
handbook
wish
in
we
fact,
had
so-
that one, that
So
little
someone-
paperback
Yep,
one.
that's John's.
Yeah. All right.
It's all right.
All right,
So
then.
let's go. I hope
Okay.
you're not going to go too far with the herb list.
Pretty much, we figured that we're going to pester them for herbs, and since they are probably going to be traveling with us, they will be taking herbs that they have because they're important and they don't want to die. So we figured you'll be like, you have access to this, we'll move on. And as for the items, we broke it down to various mundane things and then personal things that each of the players were
Okay.
wanting to get a hold of.
All right.
Okay. So, in general, climbing gear,
Mm-hmm,
we wanted an ice axe, a rope ladder.
Yes.
A spelunk-
Rope ladder.
Yeah.
They don't have a rope ladder. They have lots of rope.
Okay.
No
well then,
formal rope ladder. Okay. How many feet?
We have
They're in
200
50-foot increments.
We put down 200 feet
Great.
of heavy rope.
200
Yeah.
feet, not a problem.
Yeah.
Climbing spikes times 20.
Yep. Iron pitons. Yep.
Yeah. Crampons.
Nope.
Ascenders?
What does that mean to you in
Let
this
you finish reading
context?
that.
I think
Thinking
Joe was
medieval
going to be...
technology here.
Senders are just pulleys that go only one direction.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't. No.
Wait, didn't we have a scroll filled with delicate traps and and we have winches?
but
and
these people are
crossbows
not
and-
going to have that particular technology.
All right, then. Will they have a winch?
Do they have a winch?
Yeah.
Well, they have it for the well.
Oh, Joe's.
The well has a winch. That's about
editing
it.
it right now
Oh.
as we are talking.
Probably has a pulley.
I mean, I can edit this too.
Well, then we just take it from the well.
All right, then. So,
Oh.
spelunking lantern or one of the bullseye lanterns. Anything that?
Yeah, bullseye lantern, yes. Oil lantern, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So
You'll want oil flasks with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's farther down in camping, but yes.
Okay, you could have
Okay.
up to 10 of those.
Okay, so
Now, you're writing these down? Would I say yes to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So, ice axe, 200 feet of heavy rope, bullseye lantern,
What was the first one?
ice axe.
Ice axe, yes.
Yeah, the ice pick
I
thing.
thought you said ice axe. What the heck? Ice axe? The bags under your eyes with some strange spell component?
It's a saxophone made of water frozen.
we fall behind Joe's like.
Oh.
Right.
Or an ice
Oh,
guitar.
perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so that's climbing,
All right.
camping, hatchet,
Yes.
water.
You know, abundance of water skins.
Water. Okay.
Water skins
They
is fresh
could
water.
they could give you up to 10 water skins.
Okay. Leather strap for sharpening hatchet.
So whetstone and
Strap.
strap.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
5 pigs.
I didn't write all this down. I'm reading it.
Okay.
FYI.
Don't do that. You do not want to do that on this adventure. You do not want that. You say 5 pigs.
2 oxen.
You do not want to be.
Can we get 10 grandfather clocks?
Okay. Okay. 4 pigs.
Let's just nail this out.
Okay, but
Okay. Canteens.
no canteens, just water skins.
Yeah. Mess kits.
What? Mess kits?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little more formal than If you need like a wooden bowl,
I want a pan so that we can heat things.
they can give you an iron pan. They'd be
Okay.
kind of sacrificing it from the kitchen, but they're willing to do that. So you get an iron, either an
And
iron.
pan and silverware.
You could get an iron pot and an iron skillet
Okay.
and wooden bowls. That's kind of the options there. As far as silverware, they either have little knives or wooden ware.
I'll teach everyone how to use chopsticks.
Does that take a language slot?
So they have wooden spoons,
Okay.
wooden
yeah.
forks, and then they have little knives that you can have, but
Okay.
nothing like silverware.
Travel rations is the next one.
Yes, they had set aside. They were able to put together enough rations for one person for 16 weeks. So divvy that up however you want. But it's 16 weeks worth of
16
rations
weeks.
for one person.
So that's 7 days. That's
Yeah,
doing math.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
I know math. Okay.
It's 112 days.
Lamp oil,
And
lamps.
Like any sort
10 vials of lamp oil.
All right, then. Besides the bullseye lantern, can we get any other
Or
like?
flask, excuse me, 10 flasks of, you can get a bullseye lantern, you can get a hooded lantern, you can get one of each.
Okay.
Cooking pot, which we just kind of covered.
Yep.
Shovel.
Yeah, one of the wannabe farmers is happy to give up his shovel. He's like, here, take it, please. I don't ever want to see this thing again.
And
But just one shovel, yeah. And it's a full-size shovel. It's not
Yes.
like a camping shovel.
okay, yeah.
Okay.
Torn has plans for that.
Oh, correct.
Mattock
What's
slash
that?
pick. Okay, I don't know.
A
What
Mattock.
Okay.
Matic,
never mind.
so a pickaxe.
Okay.
No, Picmatic. Pickaxe
Okay.
is different because
All
it's
right.
an axe head.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, a pick and matic, yes.
All right,
One.
we officially won the game, guys. I got
One.
this.
Okay.
I did a lot of road work with that.
Now we're
Yeah,
on
they're
to
good.
cold weather things.
Okay.
So winter gear, warm socks. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really have any spare winter socks, and there's enough time to knit that for you. They do have enough enough animal fur from various animals: bear, wolf, squirrel, raccoon, whatever. Many various creatures that they're able to put together 4 cold weather cloaks for an average size human.
Okay.
So they're able to, on short notice, put that together. It's a combination of leather and fur. That's a cold weather cloak for 4 average human sizes. They wish they had more. Yes.
How will those cloaks compare to the cloaks we got from that traveling merchant?
The oiled ones?
Different. The oiled ones are really good at shedding water,
Okay.
and will keep you warmer but they're more leather. They're coated leather.
But those are not for like Arctic.
Correct.
advent-
Correct.
These more appropriate for that.
Yes. So enough that they made 4 of those for average human size that will wrap around you to keep you warm on horseback or when you're walking. Go all the way down to like your shins. And that's good to like 20 below zero. I mean, really good warm cloak. They're heavy. They're definitely heavy. They only were able to put enough together for 4 though.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So
talk
that
small.
will be, you'll have to figure that out. They also
we just kept
did
the one for
though.
Swook and Marsha. We just
Yeah.
cut off Moisha's hem and wrapped it around. top.
However, they were able to stitch together enough leather to make leather and fur booties to kind of go over your existing gear, just to keep your feet if you trudge through snow, it will protect your feet from frostbite for all of you.
Yeah,
okay.
just
That's
for
good.
a quick clarification, I standard had already had in my inventory an additional pair of cold.
Then you don't need it. Yeah, if you already have it, you don't need it.
Some, that's always the first thing I put down
Good.
almost when I make a
Great.
character. Is
Then not a
winter
problem
clothes,
for you.
summer clothes.
Good.
Okay.
Not a problem for you. But everybody who needs it can have a
wanna
pair
make sure I
of
didn't
winter
need, like, extreme
fur
winter.
covered kind of
Right.
booties.
Okay.
They'll go over your existing foot gear.
Okay.
So, and that's for everybody. Just enough for each of you.
Next one is underclothes.
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Have some of these.
Yeah. Snowshoes was next.
They do have they have snowshoes. They can give you 4 pairs of adult snowshoes and 2 pairs of kids snowshoes.
Should be good.
Yeah.
So at least your gnome.
Yeah.
Remember, Weevil's not going to be with you guys anymore.
Okay.
He has another mission to go on.
Next one's Brandy.
Brandy?
Or probably any alcohol,
Yeah.
like stronger alcohol.
Which is a myth, but
Yes, that actually will kill you faster.
No, it'll. Mostly, I want
Disinfectant?
it for a disinfectant.
Okay. They do have a strong,
Grain alcohol.
because it's going to be grain alcohol that'll.
It
It's
is-
not. It's not pleasant.
it is actually useful as a thermometer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it freezes, you know you're screwed.
They use that in the Alaskan gold rushes. That was one of the uses they.
I didn't know about the thermometer feature. Interesting.
Yeah, because alcohol expands. It's not quite as as good as mercury,
Right.
but
Hey, you guys, when you're talking, that picks up on the mics, so you got to keep it way down. Sorry. A flask, a small flask of grain alcohol, they can give you that. You could drink it without going blind, but it's not pleasant. It's kind of a moonshine, if you will.
oh,
Kind of.
he'd probably be fine.
Okay, and then oil tarps 10 by 10 feet.
One.
One, yeah. Insulated sleeping bags.
They have woolen, heavy, thick woolen and padded, like they're layers of wool and fabric. They're padded blankets.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fur, so they're lighter, but they're the combination of wool and fabric and padding and goose down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they have enough for each of you to have one your size. So one winter woolen fabric down blanket that you can wrap all the way around yourself.
Okay.
So no sleeping bags. That's not really a thing. So,
What were these last two?
but
9 and
that's
10.
a close version of it.
Just sew it together.
What's that?
You just sew it. Just
Knock yourself out.
yeah.
Okay, so it's going to shoot surcoats, full cloth, long
Shopping
johns,
in the midst.
more of undergarments, and the surcoats are probably going to be not something we get because we're getting the fur cloaks.
Yeah. So this.
So,
And then we have all these personal items, and then back to non-personal items.
hey, wasn't there one more non-personal? Am I wrong? Nope, you're right. You're right.
Nope.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and medicine.
Okay.
So
Herbs.
Yeah.
I need to see the herb list.
There you go.
Do you have your
Oh,
names written down? Because I have to look at the availability.
Oh, Jojo Po.
Yo-yo-yo-po.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm gonna refresh my memory. Used to have these kind
It's
of
that
memorized.
Right
Okay.
there. So there's Jojo Po, which was for
Yo-yo-yo-po.
frostbite. I
Right.
figured they would have that. One that was marked as being all right. So that one's there.
What's the first one? Is that a...
can you draw us
Who said
Winch.
ransack?
W-I-N-C-H.
Yeah, so Yo-Yo-Yo-Po, they would have 10 doses.
Joel, what did he say?
I was asking the artist if he could draw us just ransacking their storeroom.
You can have a pile of equipment and a really stressed out horse or mule.
All right then. So this stuff here that was for hits, if that how that translated over for our game, and some of the ones that are really common, like that one there would be
Rook,
Deciduous.
yeah, which is the clove that,
Yeah,
and
it's super common. So I figured we might have come across that. They might have something on hand, or even,
Yes, 10 doses of Thurl. It's a clove that you brew. And it's the same number of hit points. It'll heal 1d4 of hit points.
all right then. 1d4 HP.
Yep,
There's
10 doses.
10 doses. A couple of
But you
them.
got to brew it. So it's
Okay.
not something you can do instantly.
Okay. Some of the ones that were like heals, like specific damages twice as fast. Like,
So Arnuminus,
Yep.
doubles the rate of healing for ligament, cartilage, muscle damage. 10 doses.
10 dose. Particularly for Tauren, there was the one that gave enhanced vision. There's two different ones. One that gave sight like an elf, which I'm not sure that has the same meaning in this world, in this description, and one that just gave enhanced sight.
So Klagul and Migolos.
Yes. Yeah.
No to Klagul. Completely wrong environment for that.
Okay.
And yes to 4 doses of Megalos.
And that was-
Megillos. That increases visual perception, range, and power for 10 minutes. So basically, it lets you see about twice as far for about 10 minutes.
Binoculars.
Basically.
Okay.
So what was the spelling on that?
Megillos. It's a leaf that you ingest. So you eat it and chew it and take, about a minute to kick in. And it lasts for 10 minutes. It doubles your range and acuity of vision for 10 minutes.
To what extent is this book useful in this particular
Totally.
stuff?
Yeah.
Because most of what I'm finding is magical items, and that seems a
The
little...
magic items, won't help you. But no, there's equipment. There's a whole equipment section there. It's an addendum to the
I found
player's
some
handbook.
weapons,
Yeah, but there's
but
a section.
but not like any
There's a small
very
equipment
small.
section,
Okay.
addition, and it's in addition to the player's handbook.
And anything in relationship to curing of poison.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I had a poison antidote on my list.
Let's see here.
Theriaca was the one I found.
Yeah, that's right.
Ah, I see.
The antidote to poison is simple. Stop breathing.
Thank you.
Stop your heart. The poison stops working.
Yeah, that's.
And also anything related to the staunching of
Yeah.
blood
Bleeding.
flow.
I wanted bandages,
Yeah, but
balm,
those are
and splint.
pretty rare and expensive and hard to find.
Bandages are hard to find?
No, I was answering the
Oh.
the circulatory repair and such.
Oh, okay.
They're quite difficult to find.
What about just clotting factors?
Yeah, even clotting anything that of significance other than dirt. Yeah, I mean, this is not the full list. This is a good starting point, but anything that's on here for the circulatory repair, not so much. Did you have anything specific on the poison that wasn't
Theriaca was what I found.
Yeah.
But it wasn't in the Middle Earth one. It was
Where was it?
in the
Other booklet?
book from John.
Yeah, but I don't have access to it. I don't know.
Is that Aurora's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a PDF of it.
Um,
Did it have, and what was it called?
Theriaca. Theriaca.
Okay. Did that book mention like rarity or what was the price or anything like that?
Let me see if I can
Okay.
look it up.
All right.
Okay.
I don't have that particular book, so. Alteration, perception, enhance.
So the salve that we had started the game off with,
Mhm.
where's that fall in terms of the things that made it? Because I
Remind me about the solve.
it was Joe. What was your salve you're using?
It was the one that I got during the pre-show campaign.
It's like 1d6 plus 4 or something.
Yeah. John gave me 10 of them, and you took away 7.
For the mule. That was a concoction. It was a
Okay.
mixed concoction. It wasn't any one.
Okay,
herb, so,
okay.
yeah, that
Joe,
was a
could you
special
look up
brew.
Theriaca and Aurora's? I can't get mine to open on my phone.
Sure, I'm working on it.
Thank you.
All right, then I guess we'll go on while they're looking things up.
No.
No.
Well, do you have medical stuff on there?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
there's this section of medical
Okay,
stuff.
sorry.
Yeah.
But we keep like
Digressing.
digressing on the medical stuff. Things that we haven't talked about yet on this is distilled water.
Yeah, the guy who made the grain alcohol can give you 1 jug of that.
Okay. And splint set is another one.
They don't have anything that formal. They just take sticks and
Okay.
do whatever. They're not that formal. And they don't even have formal bandages. They can give you strips of clean cloth that you could use. Like 10 strips of cloth that are useful as a small bandage, or could wrap 1 limb a small part of a limb. So 10 strips of clean cloth to use as bandages. That's the closest thing.
Really? I mean, they
And
have
then you
this
could
opulent
reboil
palace
them.
full of curries, and they don't have bandages?
How about a balm kit? Salves and balms.
Like for chapped lips or something? Or like, what do you have?
I think they were meaning like what we had
Healing
in the first,
balm.
the
Yeah.
first part of the story that got us through, the healing bombs that...
Now, Janera will be bringing a small assortment of such things herself. So that's not something
Okay.
she's going to give out, and she'll use it as needed. But she has indicated she has some minor healing abilities, and will be bringing what medicine she
Okay.
has. So, but she's not going to give those away, except as needed. They have stuff for like baby rash and just day-to-day stuff like that.
Something for chapped lips would be good.
Sure.
No, it's something for rashes, because we're going to be in those underclothes a while. You're gonna get
We're going to be without those underclothes for a while.
So they do have for mild rashes, ointment for mild rashes, and ointment for chapped lips. You can have as many doses of that as you would like. That's a fairly common thing, especially with their little kids getting into stuff.
Okay.
Does anybody want, I don't know if it's on this list, so I forget the name. They do have Arthond, which
What's
is a root that you ingest. They have 10 doses of this. It's a decongestant, and it adds +4 to your saving throw versus common colds, and speeds recovery from respiratory illnesses by 5.
Yes.
So 10 doses of that.
So we don't
Yeah,
get
it's a
pneumonia
root
in
you
the
have
pills.
to. It's a root you have to chew,
Okay.
and it's not pleasant, but it is effective.
Hawk, I found the Theriaca.
Okay, please do tell.
Aurorus whole rooms.
Okay.
This down on the
It's an antidote for many poisons. It costs 5 gold pieces to get an 8-ounce flask, and it is 50% effective against Class A, B, G, as in golf, hotel, and kilo poisons.
Boy, that pricing's way out of scale for how powerful it is. That's a really powerful. Yeah, that.
And yet it's in the canon.
Well, that book is an add-on. It's not in the canon here. It's yeah.
I
That.
have a canon.
What's that?
I have a canon. I can just put it in there.
Yeah, that's not something currently available. No,
So the
that's quite
Arthon,
powerful.
what was that healing power?
Arthon is a decongestant.
Right.
Adds +4 to resistance versus common cold. And yeah, speeds recovery from respiratory illnesses by 5. So 5 times faster recovery.
Okay, thank you.
All right then.
And then another one that they recommend is, and I'm trying to find if it's on here, it's a insect repellent. There it is. Delrean, Delrean. It's a bark. It's a bark that you apply. They've got, you could have 40 doses of that if you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
They could spare 40 doses of it.
Keeps the fleas away, right?
It repels any insect, but it smells foul.
I will be covered.
So it repels everybody. Yeah, you take the bark and just kind of scrub it all over yourself.
Will that work on giant insects?
No. Well, I don't know. It depends. It's not going to make you appetizing to the giant insects, so they would certainly be at a penalty just because they'd be like, oh.
Are you telling me Torin could have known about this from the get-go and been coating himself regularly ever since we learned
You
about
weren't in the
fleas?
right climate.
Oh, okay.
It had to be a cold enough climate for it.
Okay.
Had to be coniferous evergreen cold forest.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So you're only now getting near that. So yeah, so you've got 40 doses of that. That tells you might want it. Won't make you popular with strangers, but it'll make you unpopular to the mosquitoes.
I don't think we've been popular strangers since the get-go.
And basically, when you rub it on yourself, it lasts 24 hours.
Okay.
Do they have any alfalfa?
Sure.
Excellent, because alfalfa is high in vitamin K, which is a blood quickening.
Okay. So yes, they have some alfalfa for some of their stock. So if you want a satchel of alfalfa, would that be sufficient?
That'll be great.
All right.
And it's the best.
It'll basically
little
take
rascal.
all of it for one person if they are badly wounded.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, and it's the best little rascal.
Yes.
You take that back.
Sorry, alfalfa wins.
Who's your favorite, Joe?
Darla.
Well, obviously Darla. Yeah, she puts up with them. She's the only one who has any patience or durability. But you gotta go with Spanky. You gotta go with the classics, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I would go with buckwheat as a second.
Buckwheat is great. He's a great humanitarian.
They do also have 3 doses of Vinuk, V-I-N-U-K. If it's a root that you brew. Once you brew it, it keeps for about 10 days. And it will relieve 1 to 10 rounds of stun. So the way, you guys are not familiar with stun yet, because you guys haven't been in enough combat yet for us to use the more advanced rules that I implement. But during combat, some of the crits can be you are stunned for X number of rounds, so you can't fight. You have to either be, you can say stunned and only able to parry, or stunned and unable to parry, which is really bad. And so what can happen is, let's say you're stunned, but you're still able to parry, so you have an action that you can take. If you've made some of this into a little vial or a water skin or something, you can take a quick swig on your action.
Wait,
and let's say you have 6 rounds of stun, you could potentially get rid of the stun.
Wait, so you're telling me I can only parry, but I still can have the dexterity to get my vial, uncork it, drink it?
Well, parrying, just like protecting yourself as opposed to attacking someone, that's a simpler task than really attacking someone successfully. The way it's simulated is either you're so much in pain or you're dazed and you're just kind of like, oh, like that.
Anyone
how
can
that's
flail
simulated.
in someone else's direction.
Yeah. And just kind of be avoiding getting hit. That's easier to do than to attack someone.
I know. I really want to feel like we should put this up. We should get the LARP swords out, and you have a vial, and you try to swing it while I try to hit you in the face with a sword.
I've done it. No, my boys and I used to do it all the time. 3-on-1 all the time. So we had pretend potions and everything. So we had to succeed at the task with water bottles and stuff, and we had to drink the whole thing to be unstunned and stuff. And it's totally doable.
You used to have 6 boys.
What?
You used to have 6 sons.
Some didn't make it.
Yeah, they loved ganging up on me. But they're frustrated. They were never able to get as fast as me, even as adults. They were frustrated. So, but Drake's the closest. He's about half speed. So,
At drinking potions while fighting, or at
just sparring, any speed sparring,
Okay.
martial arts and such.
I was going to say, drinking things fast, that could be a valuable college skill.
Well, Brian and I have entcrawl.com, which is the world's slowest pub crawl, but that's kind of the other end of the spectrum here. All right, let's see if there's anything else here. Yes, aloe.
how many doses of the thing?
What's that?
the Vinook, you didn't say how
Oh,
many
sorry.
doses?
I think it was
You had 3?
3.
Oh, okay.
3 doses.
Yeah, 3 doses, yeah. And again, the Vinuk. Oh, now lost my spot. So keeps for 10 days. It's a root you have to brew. Keeps for 10 days, and does 1 to 10 rounds of stun relief. So you guys will learn more about stun.
And
later
is that
on.
following the rules? You can drink it ahead of a conflict, but it changes the math or something like that. If you're like, you're going in, you get hyped up on all your drugs.
You can. I generally, if you do more than one, I start having you roll save versus poison for either an overdose or some bad reaction, a combination or something. Some people have had heart attacks, things like that.
Oh,
because they
nice.
took like 6 different things up. Like, we're gonna buff up before. They're doing like double speed and double strength. Cocaine. All that. And,
Gotta look at the drug interaction.
Yes, exactly. Bad things happen. We're like, okay, roll.
I always thought that should be like that with magic too.
Yeah. Okay, so aloe. This came from a trader. Obviously, that's not native to here, but they've got a pretty good amount of it because in the summer they get burned a lot with their fair skin and such. They have a small tub, thing with the jar type thing, a small jar. of aloe, which is good for about 20 doses. It doubles the healing rate for burns and minor cuts. So if you only healed 1 hit point per day, you would heal 2 hit points per day. They do have some Arfandas. 6 doses of Arfandas, Arfandas. It's a stem, so you crack the stem and you kind of rub it in. And if you have a fracture, not a full break, just a fracture, it doubles the rate of healing. So again, this is related to criticals. So you guys won't experience this right away at this low level. I don't like to throw criticals at you because it can take you out too quickly.
Oh, thanks.
As you get higher in level, we'll layer in more advanced combat rules that gets more deadly. But I think makes a lot more interesting, and then that's where these things will come in really handy. Or if you just fall and fracture something, then that will be useful.
How many doses of that?
6. And let's see what else. 2 doses of Melandar, Melandar. It's a moss that you make into a brew. And then you drink it. It adds +3 to your saving throw against disease for 1 to 10 days.
That's quite the range. 1 to 10 days.
They also can give you a bag of nuts called They warn you to just use these if you absolutely need them, because they keep indefinitely. So only use them if you really, really, really need to.
I thought it was going to be like
What is that for?
It is 1 day's nutrition in 1 nut. And so it contains 50 nuts. 50. U-R.
That's better than trail mix.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a mushroom that does that. And gives you temporary hit points.
Oh, yeah.
They also have, though they're wary about giving it to you, but if you want it, they have 10 doses of Arunya. It's a root that you brew. What it does is it kind of knocks you out, puts you to sleep in quick unconsciousness if you drink it. 1 hour's sleep is equal to 4 hours of sleep.
Nice.
But it's very addictive if it's used too often. It's a very high addiction factor.
Nice.
And withdrawal equals sleeplessness. So if you use it very rarely, you're okay. If you use it regularly, you're going to have problems.
I need some of that in real life.
All right, then.
See if there's anything else. We're going to do Numinous. Nope. Nope.
I could see how being a drug addict in your game would be really helpful, because it'd be like, look, I'm not going to die from overdosing all this stuff.
An herbalist or apothecary would be good. You'd have the build up tolerance.
Well, an herbalist who's also a drug, abuser. It's like, just don't mix these two, man, and your heart will burst.
What you have to realize is that I have been dosing myself with Arunya for years.
All right.
All right, then. Thank you for that
You're welcome.
Okay.
helpful healing apothecariness.
Oh, is Ent Crawl offline? Somebody said not found.
Okay, then. So we are
see,
down to
Entcrawl.com.
random things,
No,
I think.
Entcrawl.com's alive.
No.
What was not found?
It was a joke.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
All right, then.
Random useful things. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What else?
All right, then. So random useful things that we try to get our hands on. There's the winch, which I think it should have an E, and I've spelled it wrong. Oh, well. Field glass.
Nope.
Hand mirrors. Any
We
variety.
could use a winch around.
They can give you 2 small metal hand mirrors.
Okay, 2 small mirrors.
They're just burnished copper.
Oh, I was going to ask for a metal mirror.
Okay, they have 2.
Yeah.
2 copper ones. So,
Whetstone,
yes.
metal file.
1.
9.
Flat file, not rat tail.
All right. Bastard and mill cut.
Hmm?
Bastard and mill cut. bastard or mill cut.
You've got me on that one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Do tell. What's the difference?
Generally the bastards are heavier and they're more they're pinned out pieces, while the mill cuts are going to be the lines, and typically they're a single cut as opposed to a double cut or a pin.
What's the application?
I heard all of those words.
What's the application?
But
The mill cuts.
Individually, I think they
The mill
make
cut
sense.
brings up a finer finish and allows you to draw a file, therefore producing a finer finish on metal, while the bastards are rougher coarse. You don't get as nice a finish, but it removes material more aggressively and can be used on softer materials.
So the mill cut's the finer edge?
Yes.
Then mill cut.
All right.
so it's like coarse versus light sandpaper.
One would be like roughing out your wood versus
Yeah.
a finer finish on
Yeah.
metal. Yeah. Okay. What else?
What happened? What was the winch?
Oh, that he already said no. We
No,
already asked
okay,
about
I was confused.
Okay.
What happened?
it. We already said what?
Compass.
Compass?
Yeah.
Nope.
New.
Which, by the way, that would be a problem on this planet anyway.
Oh, okay.
You guys don't know that, but it would be a problem.
Maps.
The mists will mess up the magnets.
There's that too. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. Yeah. That's a good question.
Of where we're at, where we're going, where we're crossing, any of that. Anything.
If there are no compasses, how can you tell if you're going hubward or rimward?
Winter shins. I'm gonna say that there is a high-level map that's very rough, but would be helpful. So I'm gonna photocopy this for you.
Okay.
It will give you a rough area map. So I'm gonna quickly make a photocopy of it for you. Hopefully it doesn't get shredded in here.
By the way, while he's doing that, what's our actual mission?
You don't remember?
We are going to be escorting her ladyship.
I remember we were supposed to get to her and
yeah.
then do whatever she
I
tells us
think
to.
you were there.
You were gone. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yes. We're going to be escorting her across the mountains and through the desert to a place where an oracle is hiding out to see what the oracle has to say to her.
Okay, I think you guys mentioned something on those lines last week, but
And if we get through, magic weapons.
Oh, right. Okay.
so
Also,
we're
we're
going over
meeting
the
her.
river and through the woods to grandmother's
get
house.
To her,
Don't forget
so
the
that she
desert.
asked us to march for weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Over the river and through the woods.
Yes.
Where's Grandma?
We'll be cutting up through the hell, basically, the
Yeah.
condensed area where all the
Oh.
Infernium.
Oh, we're going through that.
Not through, we're
Eventually.
skirting the edge, which is
Okay.
probably...
Sure.
Yeah.
Who would this most be useful to? Actually.
Oh, Farhad.
Farhad, should I email you a copy of this?
Yes.
Let me take a look.
He's probably the most seasoned traveler of all of us.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you probably
Maybe-
traveled farther. But
I've probably traveled farther, but of actual travel and speaking to people and interacting with people, not so much. She's read lots of books about things, I'm sure.
You want to just put it on the plate instead of sending it through the feeder?
Yeah, probably. But I need to find a thumb drive I can sneaker net to.
Do you have enough ditto fluid?
What?
Do you have enough ditto fluid for your ditto machine? Do you remember ditto machines?
I know I should.
They were the purple ink that they did tests on when we were in grade school.
All
Give me a
right.
graph.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
They come fresh and wet, and they smell like heaven.
Yeah.
You get fresh ditto sheets to fill your, fourth grade spelling test. And you smell it, and it instantly lose like 10 IQ points.
And that's how you became a stand-up comic, right?
I would have taken over the world if I hadn't been sniffing ditto for so long. Also, I don't do stand-up because I can't remember lines.
Okay.
He's improv.
Oh, that's right.
Improv, so I just
Yeah.
make it up.
Sure.
Yeah. It's not as funny, but it pays just as well. Which is
And
to
it
say-
never happens quite the same ever again. So your act never gets necessarily stale potentially.
It's like building sandcastles of comedy.
Yeah.
I have no legacy. People,
What else? Well, I'm saying
Fishing line and hooks.
fishing line and hooks. They're really not good fishermen in this particular group.
Well, they're not good at much.
They do more of a net approach and such
Okay.
than fishing line and hooks. Yeah, no, they're really good warriors,
Yes.
and everything
But the
else is a
practical
struggle.
stuff,
Yeah.
Good at one thing.
Yeah.
So they're like Spartans without the slaves.
Yeah. I didn't say they weren't good at anything, just not good at much.
There is a whole group of Spartans down near Dracos.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. In fact, Drake
Well, yeah.
made a whole.
If Spartans
character.
lost all their slaves, they would.
But they've been overrun by Mordred and such, betrayed.
Oh wow, that's
Did they get their 300 moment where they fought valiantly and were crushed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
good.
Yep. But betrayed by
Just
one
like
of
real
their own.
Spartans.
What's that?
People
Yeah,
didn't
the
like them that much.
Yeah.
Oh, next is
Kind of like a country
Tinder.
full of '80s jocks.
Sorry, Lillian. What was that?
All right.
Next one is Tinder in a sealed tin.
Pretty much like Char, so it's like it's easy start.
Oh, a flint and tinder type. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because I imagine we probably want to refresh at the very least from our stuff.
Okay. Equipment frame. So
Rigid backpacks. I think that's a
That's not a problem. They have various sizes of pack frames.
okay.
Just they're wooden frames with harnesses, and you can put anything you want on it,
okay.
depending on how much you can handle.
Soap is our next
So
request.
each of you, if you don't already have one, you're welcome to it.
Okay.
It's a rigid backpack.
Yeah, it's like a hiking pack where they have so it fits you nicely. You can put lots of gear on it. It's not just all
They got
sloppy.
little bitty
Instead of
ones.
sack with straps on it, it's a,
It's a frame.
it's got bones.
It's a wooden frame with leather strapping slightly padded but not heavily, and then you can just attach whatever you want to that frame. And they've got it both for kids and adults. So,
Sweet. So I can just add that to my existing backpack.
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
You,
you can't do both at the same time necessarily. I guess you could attach your backpack to it.
The frame I meant. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
or so I just basically say that I've
Upgrade your
attach
backpack.
your backpack to the frame.
Sure.
yeah
Good.
or whatever. I mean, just
Yeah.
I don't need a regular backpack if I got one of these.
Right. Well, I mean, they have different uses, so there's no container to put stuff in. You've got to attach stuff to it. So if you want to attach a sack to it and put stuff in, that's your choice. But it's just a frame. It's not a basket.
Okay, I'm just gonna
It's not a
deck
basket
myself
pack,
out
it's
like
just a flat
Samwise.
frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's that?
I'm just gonna deck myself out like Samwise.
Yeah.
You know, backpack on the chest, one on the back, bunch of things strapped up to it, some frying pans dangling around my knees.
That's what the mule's for. Or so I'm told.
Yes. Or
Yeah,
just to make him happy.
Yeah, if we're packing so much climbing gear, I'm thinking eventually we're not going to be able to keep the mule.
No. The plan is to try to get as far as we can. We'll probably have to either do heavy climbing at some point or go through a pass, which is of course going to be an ambush. It's a pass, and then we'll determine where we try keeping the livestock or not.
Joe, check your email. You should
Basically,
now.
we're most likely going to be condemning the pack animals to a cold, frozen death.
Yes.
Well, why don't you let him go back downhill?
During the Yukon Gold Rush of 1897, it's estimated that 1 million horses were killed trying to cross the pass.
Otherwise known as the horse apocalypse.
Okay. Soap. That's the next one
What?
on the list is soap.
Soap?
Yes.
Soap. Do they have soap?
All for Torrin.
None of us need soap. Just Tori.
Telling me
Borax.
the Legionnaire does not have soap somewhere.
Well, she would, but whether or not.
There's a large quantity of soap.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
got some soap, but
figured-
it won't last
All
long
right.
if we're
2800 BC. Yeah. Not a ton to spare because they don't have huge stores.
One cake
of
would
it.
last us a while.
What's that?
One cake would last us a while.
Let's say
One
there's
cake
four.
each.
There's 4 cakes they can spare.
And
You
I
just
already
have
got
to share
one.
it between
Emergency
the two.
rations. Don't use it up.
I already got one, so that's 5.
Yeah,
Cakes.
5 total.
So that's 1 for each of us.
Yeah. Works. Draw knife?
My hell
Yeah.
says I would like, or
My help.
my hell, okay. But
so I'll read it all off
MAIHEL,
next
not
Yeah,
like it sounds.
please. I am
Uh,
just like.
I would like a metal drum, some styrofoam cups, and a few gallons of gasoline.
Diesel.
There are
actually.
no, what's that?
Actually, it's supposed to be diesel.
Oh, okay. And there are no apps in Beru. Okay.
You can get by with animal blood, something to congeal it,
Ah.
and oil.
River asked for what?
Tinder.
Oh,
Tinder,
Tinder.
yeah.
I thought we were making homemade napalm again.
Oh, see, I thought, they only serve you the single entree. You don't get any sort of appetizer.
Alright, so for other things, draw
No
knives.
Draw a knife. So for taking bark off and
Yeah,
such,
taking bark and roughing wood.
they can spare one.
Yes, they can.
They can spare one. Boy, who's going to give up their shoulders for that? Because that is shoulder-busting work.
By the way,
Yeah,
I skinned hundreds of logs with a draw knife. Oh.
Well, it's not doing the shoulder busting work; it's the hundreds of logs that makes it shoulder busting.
It only takes a few logs to really start to feel. If you're not used
Yeah.
to it, oh my goodness.
by the way, I
brace
don't
and
know
bit.
if I don't know if we addressed it already, but were these people interested in buying any of the salvaged weapons that we've been carrying around?
Buy no. If you want to give them some, feel free and trade for their. But no.
Well, if they're already giving this stuff
Yeah.
to us, then
Yeah.
I've been sorting this: brace and bit, frame saw, chisel.
What?
Brace and bit,
Brace and bit. So
the old school whole auger.
whole logger.
It's pretty much a piece of wood with a
Not
little.
that they could spare.
Okay,
There's
fair
only
enough.
one in the town.
All right. Then frame saw.
Remember, they're warriors. Everything else they're trying to figure out.
I mean,
they
how
had
they
more,
build
but they
this.
broke them all
They
trying to
came
figure out how
from
they
tribes that had people who did all this. These are not those people. These are the warriors from those tribes.
All right, then frame saw.
They can spare a small frame saw. Not a big one, but
That's
good
fine.
enough for cutting off big branches.
I figured this is like something broken. We have to fix it on the way.
No, it's all good equipment, but
No, I'm saying that the items that I'm asking for, like, oh, something's broken, we have to fix it on our way. It's like basic, just manipulating our environment as we go.
I see.
Instead of having
Right,
just
right,
a
right,
knife.
right. Yeah.
A chisel.
Wood chisel?
Wood chisel.
Yeah, they'd have a wood chisel. They wouldn't have a stone chisel.
No, wood chisel's fine. And anything in the vein of water filtration or purification tablets. I saw that in one of the Auroras, but it doesn't sound like they're going to have purification tablets. Okay. But anything along the lines of filtering, cheesecloth of ash, anything?
Not really portable
Okay.
means.
All right. then.
They've had really great springs straight from the mountain here, so they haven't
yeah.
had an issue. They've got the natural filtration of the mountain stuff. I mean, who knows what heavy metals they're getting in their water, but
Makes you strong.
right, yeah. Iron, cadmium, uranium.
Well,
You have enough iron,
that's why they're
your
so
teeth can chew
tall.
through steel.
The Norse people love heavy metals.
Yes, totally.
I'm looking for some Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Anything else, equipment-wise? Anybody?
Now we're getting
Oh,
to the personal.
the personal. That was all the.
Okay, let's get through this because
Yeah.
we're
Here,
an hour into
yours
this.
is first.
All right, Torin. Leather armor that fits Torin.
just plain leather.
Yeah, although apparently there's no mechanical difference from me wearing leather armor and me wearing my hoodie, because they both count as an 8 defense.
Your hoodie counts as 8. That
You
doesn't
said it
count as
count-
padded.
Yeah, which is 8.
Oh, but there's a different encumbrance factor.
Okay.
So the leather would have a lower encumbrance factor than the padded.
Okay.
So if you want the leather,
I'm still wearing my hoodie over it, but
but you're not going to double up on the armor. Then.
No, but I'm still wearing my
It's
hoodie
just-
over it.
Yeah.
But Torin wants leather armor. I mean,
Yeah, all right. It's very basic, but yes, and it's not a perfect fit. That it won't. Be
Shield.
no penalty. Yeah, they can do a number of wooden shields.
Okay.
Any size wooden shield.
Probably a small one for Torin.
Okay.
Small shield.
Small wooden shields. Really important you say wooden.
Wood. Okay. Sling bullets.
You mean rocks?
No. Rocks are different.
No, I
bullets
know,
do
I
more
know, I'm
damage
just-
and more range.
I'm just teasing.
The smith is able to whip up 20 bullets for you.
Alright then. Sweet looking helmet. Preferably with some horns or something. Is that...
The kids have some with horns.
Yes!
It's basically a cool hat.
You want a horned helmet?
Yes!
So now we have our munchkin with our hoodie and our horned helmet.
He also has that
What's the
hat on when
penalty
he's
armor class for having the horns on there?
Well, when we start getting into crits, it'll add the potential to break his neck.
Yay! Alright then.
His helmet will save him from being penetrated, but there's a chance that it'll hook it and snap his neck.
I'm just waiting for
And
him to try to put the hood over.
helmet be like just razor sharp. So
Just cut his face off. Lovely.
Alright then.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to. I'm hoping that he tries to put the hood over the horned helmet.
Right.
Alright.
And then tries to get it out.
Yeah, when it gets
Right.
cold, yeah.
Lariat, rawhide.
Rawhide.
No,
No?
not really.
Alright then. Gimlet.
Remind me what a gimlet is.
It's basically a piece of wire that's been sharpened to be like almost like a corkscrew typing drill. So it's small. It's meant for like making tiny holes and either to screw things in or tiny holes so you can then expand it later with the bracing bit.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
You fool.
So,
It's mine.
so everybody should know, do you want to tell everybody what your occupation is in real life?
Oh, I'm a watchmaker.
So,
I know a lot about how to build things without electricity. It's kind of the thing I study.
and the Fess says, oh, and a car battery. My hell's like, don't forget a multi-tool. Yes.
Oh, that's going to happen when we get
watch
to the
with
first one.
electricity. How do you get the LCD to work?
Actually, if you go further up, it's 2 jumper cables, a tub to soak my feet in, a
Oh,
box of roofer nails, and a book of Wogan poetry.
oh. Hitchhiker's guy. Yeah,
All right, then.
Don't forget the towel.
yeah, don't forget the towel.
Small game traps.
Not really that
Okay.
they're going to give, no.
Anything along the lines of really strong string.
Really strong string.
Like twine.
Yes. Or they have like, if you make it out of cat gut, pretty much what they used to make
No.
bowstrings and everything else out of.
Oh, we can just have Moisha kill another cat.
Well, we had a dead cat somehow.
You could have just asked for bowstrings.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
bowstrings.
They can spare about 3
3 really strong
short bow
strings.
strings and 1 long bow string.
All right then. All right, 3 bowstrings.
3 short bow and 1 long bow string.
All right then.
They're a little grudging on that.
All right then. So things I will now run through, and you'll probably shoot down a lot of them. But
Okay.
Torn's going to try asking.
Sure.
Longbow,
Yes.
Arrows.
Longbow, yes. Arrows,
Lance.
yes. No.
daggers,
Yes.
throwing knives,
I have so
Yes.
many.
darts,
Yes.
short sword,
Yes.
long sword.
Yes.
Anything that has magic on it at all. Period. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's a glow stick.
Oh,
It's a magical
It's a
glow
cursed
stick.
glow stick.
Well, it depends on how you use it. If you're trying to sneak along and don't want to be seen, and anyway, it's a wooden stick that they did some enchantment over that you put another stick over, and all you have to do is just pull it open. And it just makes a nice faint greenish glow.
yes.
It's good for about 5 feet. It's very faint, but it lets you
Awesome.
actually kind of see faintly. Again, it's good for about 5 feet.
It
of
may
vision.
cause you to trance.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's
I'm
a
gonna go eat
magical glow
mushrooms and
stick.
play
Is that
my
if
glow
that's
stick
included?
guy.
And it's
Epilepsy.
just 2 pieces of wood. You just put the wood over it to cap it, so it's not
Okay.
visible. And you just take it off, and it just magically glows.
Oh man, I'm gonna be playing.
And it
that
glows
for-
always. It's always glowing. It's just you have to cover it.
So it's like an orc sword in.
Yeah, except it's always glowing.
All right then. Bracers.
Leather
You say braziers?
bracers.
Okay then. Cool war boots like Moisha.
No.
Chainmail.
What for?
Yes.
All
Who
right.
for?
Not for his thieving skills.
Candy.
Yes.
All right.
Hard candy.
I thought you had plenty of candy.
No, I ate that.
All of it?
Yes.
He ate all of it.
He made himself sick.
Okay.
I thought you then got some more candy after that.
Well, yeah. That's still the 6 pounds I started out with. That was like a week ago. Come on.
Might have been 2.
Okay.
All right.
I want some like incense or dried flowers or something that I can sacrifice. Like,
Dried
in the most-
flowers, no problem.
Yeah.
They're different flowers than you're used to, but yes.
Yes, it works.
No formal incense.
Okay. That's fine.
Potpourri incense, no.
We're gonna do a little craft fair.
And then she wants tea. That,
A
Some tea.
mint. They can do mint tea. Yeah, you've got enough for about the equivalent of 40 cups of mint tea. A bag of. By the way, if you'd like to get some goldberry tea, I know this is green.
Goodberry.
Goodberry tea, excuse me, Goldberry Dragonlance. Goodberry tea, if you're in the Burbank, California area, or you can order online at geekyteas.com. That's TAS.
They have other varieties.
This was a kind gift from Donna there when we were on the RPG tour. So Goodberry tea, black tea, natural forest berries flavor, raspberry leaves, raspberries and strawberries, plus 1 hit point per cup. Steep at 212 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 minutes. www.geekyteas.com. And it says, I'm firing magic missile. And it's got little holly 20-sided dice on the logo there. And then, yes, there's a 20-sided die in there? Or
yeah,
just-
there's a D20 in there. I saw it. It's black, so it's kind of hard to see with the tea.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
20-sided die included with the tea. Just be careful not to drink it.
By the way, she's awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the only things
'Kay.
River
We,
wise.
we all
For
want one
personal stuff.
Oh, on what?
of her.
Of Donna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wish.
Yeah, we want
I've
one.
tried to get a hold of her. So
You just
Nice.
clone her.
she's very busy.
Fairhot's turn.
Go ahead, Farron.
Fairhot would like any Iridian clothing, formal or clothes.
They do have an
A
entire
dress.
outfit, an entire robe, mask, everything for the harshest deserts of an Iridian the spy that they killed. It does have some
Minor blood damage.
blood stains, and a hole at one point, for actually several arrow holes.
If only I knew a tailor.
Yeah, if only. So it can be repaired. It has been cleaned. It just needs to be repaired. But it's a full Iridian desert outfit for the deepest desert.
So that is not cold weather gear.
No,
But it
it
is
is not.
travel.
What's that?
It's not cold weather, but it is travel
Yes.
clothing.
And if you're out in the Iridian desert,
Which we will be.
it's important.
Is there any, do they have any Iridian formal clothing?
No, this was one Iridian spy that was sent by Mordred.
Or she was Iridian, so
The mute servant, wasn't that an Iridian wear?
What's that?
Was the mute servant in Iridian clothing when we saw him?
No,
No, he was
Okay.
just Iridian.
he is Iridian,
Okay.
but no, not in any clothing.
Okay.
The only one you've seen in Iridian clothing was Janera.
Okay.
There may be half a moo
So just a move.
Yes.
I don't want that. That's dumb. Leather armor, since the only leather armor we've come by to scrounge is Margarian.
Yes. They've got non-Mordredian leather armor you could wear.
Yay! Grease paint, black grease paint.
Sure.
Awesome.
One jar, which would be enough to grease the faces of 10 people.
Or one face 10 times.
Yes. Correct.
Or weapons. Spider poles.
Spider poles? Is that like a telescoping pole?
It's like scaffolding. It's like tent sticks,
No.
but not the dome tent sticks.
Right.
Old timey.
Yeah. No.
Cool. Caltrops.
Yes, a dozen. Various sizes.
Anise, chili, peppermint oil, any stinky oil.
They have curry. You can't say no to this one.
Well, she has that. That's her thing.
Yeah, anise seeds would work, but like any smelly thing.
Why don't you just soak some of that bug bark in the oil? That
Like you're talking about specifically for flavoring, or just
No, I'm talking for like masking and or blinding scent tracking.
Dung beetle paste.
Of course.
Dung beetle paste.
Dung.
Fantastic.
Dung beetle paste. One merchant sold them a jar of dung beetle paste. Good for 10 doses. It will
So
make
Ringo
you
the
smell
dung
like
beetle,
a
is
dung
that-
beetle. What's that?
Is it Ringo? Is Ringo the dung beetle?
Yeah, for caveman. Splat. Doo-doo.
And that's
bleep,
all.
bleep, bleep, bleep.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay, great. Moisha.
Silver arrows.
They can give you 2 arrows that are silver tipped.
Okay.
It's only plated.
Nope. Pure.
And I guess that was all. Everything else that I had on my list went into the general bucket.
Okay.
Oh, there should be one more general for barding and horse stuff.
Yeah, that was on. You didn't see that.
Yeah, you didn't mention any horses yet.
Yeah. Oh, talk. Any personal theft?
Yeah, I was just waiting for
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah.
waiting for
Okay.
everybody to get
So-
to the pre-existing
That's-
Sorry.
list.
Forgot about that.
A full wineskin,
Yes.
thieves' picks,
And it's Vinton wine, by the way.
Vinton.
Yes. There's the whole southeast area of Regnum Sapientium is wine country.
Could I get some thieves' picks? He would
No.
like. He wants to start training on them.
Yeah, that's unfortunately they don't have anything.
Oh, not even the Iridian spy had them.
No, they.
Farahon has some.
Yeah. But, yeah. So,
So I Talk was already like obsessive compulsively stocked up from the get go, so I don't really need that much.
okay.
A pony.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a mountain pony, so it's sturdy and can handle the cold well.
But
Sorry.
one that I could
That you can ride.
could
Yes,
helpfully
it's like
ride?
it's like Shetland size.
nice,
Yeah.
excellent.
Did we
I
talk
got
about
a
that when
pony.
he was gone? That we all had mounts now.
Well, it wasn't everybody could have a mount, but they had 4 sturdy mountain horses they could give you
Okay.
with tack and harness and saddle and saddle.
And we already had 2 horses and a mule.
Right, you already
Right.
have others, so that probably works out. But that's what they
Right.
could give you
Okay.
as a pony and 4.
All right then.
They're kind of smallish, but they're not tiny.
Right.
You know, they're only like 14 hands or so. You know,
Right.
13, 14 hands. And they're sturdy, long-haired mountain horses as well. Similar breed, but you know, yours is a toy breed, I guess.
Just the runt.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What's the name of my horse?
Hassefeld.
And
Do you want to mount, River?
finally,
Do you want to mount?
I need
Sure.
an attack
Doesn't
goose.
care. It's not a.
Can you get a Gosling
The
and raise
problem is there's kind of a bonding thing, so yeah, you'd have to get a small
Yes, you
one.
should
and
do
raise
that.
it.
Yes.
You
So
should
they could
completely do
give
that.
you a goose egg that you could hatch, and let it bond to you.
Okay.
So they could give you a goose egg.
Is there
Without
did it
punching.
have a little training manual with the?
it? No, you just
somebody
feel it
here
in your
has
heart.
animal handling, right?
He's gone.
Oh,
Oh, I have
I
animal
thought you had
animal training.
Training. Well,
Yeah.
that'll
Okay,
work.
animal handling, yeah.
It's a goose. So
Yeah.
you grew up around that.
Okay.
We're
I was really just
No,
joking, but
it's
I
not
will
gonna
take.
be. It's not going to be intricate. But yeah, if you wanna take an egg, they'll let you take one of the eggs
Talk
from the
30
many geese
sessions
they
from
have.
now. This will be the most important
And you
decision
can
you've
thank,
ever made.
yeah, you can thank Pocket Dragon for that. She made it that now
Possible.
guard geese are a thing here, which is not. It's actually not untrue for medieval time. That's actually, and this culture was not an
Oh.
unusual thing.
Sorry.
So if you actually
Is
want
it your
it,
thumb?
What's
It's
my,
my
what's my
thumbprint.
pony's
Oh.
name?
You can't do
Your
it.
what?
It's my thumbprint.
Johan.
I'll just sit here and wiggle it.
let's see.
Just like if it goes dark, you can just press it. It's because I have it on
Sven.
Okay.
Olaf.
Let's go
like low power
with
battery
Fenrir.
usage,
Okay, I
so it
understand.
doesn't like die as fast.
So my pony's name is Viking Wolf.
You know your Nordsmith.
Is the wolf that will eat the wolf.
It's meant jokingly,
I
Right.
see.
right? You
So-
know, it's like Little John, things like that.
Yes.
On that note, pack saddle for Dobson because his was partially damaged. We've just been running around with kind of a half-broken one this entire time.
The what?
Dobson the mule needs a better pack saddle because the one he had was
Yes, not a
partially
problem.
damaged.
Yeah, he can never replace
if I can
specs.
swap out the barding and riding saddle for Leon, the warhorse. which-
Saddle, yes. Barding, no.
Okay, then. Do they have saddle with a horn? So I can.
They're
You can
not-
take one off
they're
your
not-
helmet.
They're not really cattle folks, so no, they wouldn't. have
Okay,
that.
so what do they do for a lead on this style of horsepower? Because I know Western stuff like you just tie it around your horn, it leads in it.
Right, but that was a Western.
Yeah. So
Yes, we got to take a break here. in
Okay.
45
What about
minutes.
black powder?
No.
okay.
Okay.
And then extra sacks of
White
feed.
powder.
Yellow cake.
Yeah, they can give you a keg, a good-sized keg of oatmeal feed. You know, it's a mixture of oatmeal and other healthy grains for your pack animals. And that's the equivalent of 4 weeks of feed. If you're grazing and supplementing the normal, it'll last about 4 weeks.
All right then. And
Between-
lastly,
between 4 horses, so.
blankets and hoods for the horses for the cold.
Horse blankets, yes. No hoods. But they're large horse blankets. You know,
Okay.
you take their saddles off and everything, you put it over.
Okay then.
Do you have a small horse blanket?
Yeah, one for you as well.
Thank you very
Pony
much.
blanket?
So,
I
so
think
for 4 of your
that
horses,
should be-
so you got enough for the 4 horses and his pony.
Okay.
Not for your other horses,
All right. Then.
as far as the pony.
And I presume
Horse
all
blankets.
the saddlery and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
all your
Alright.
livery, yeah.
That's
your
all
bit, bridle,
package
saddle.
deals.
All right.
Yes.
And so we already had one mule, one horse that I guess I'm going to ride, Kevin, which Farrell will continue to ride. A pony, so that only leaves 2 additional horses
Yeah.
for the group. So we don't
Yep.
necessarily need 2 horses unless. Oh, how many NPCs will be traveling with us?
You will have Dranera, who will have her own horse.
Okay.
You will have Karn, who will have his huge white
Yeah.
stallion,
Of course.
18-hand stallion, and the boy will be on a pony.
Okay then.
So they have their own horses, and they'll be carrying their own gear.
Okay then. So question comes down: do we take one of the additional ponies just to have another pack animal to cart things with, or
Yes.
not worry about?
Yes,
just
I think. I mean, this is a long haul trip.
Okay then. So we'll have 2 pack animals and a ride for everyone.
Yeah,
All right.
that works.
And that should be good with all the gear that we have and everything.
Okay?
I have 2 things
Okay.
that I want to add. Well, first, what's the name of the horse that River will be riding?
Frigg, Frigg.
Ah, that's a good one. It's a girl.
Second, can River have like a journal or something to like write in? Or
They're not the most literary folks. You could maybe
Paper.
ask Dranera.
okay, like
She can give you. She actually is like, I have something you might really appreciate.
okay,
And she brings to you this folding rice paper booklet with a brush and octopus ink.
oh, yes.
Hands that to you. Says, this was something the merchant sold to us some time ago.
Is
I
she
think
Scottish
you
now?
know- don't even- let me get into my Persian accent. You know. And so she's happy to give you that. And
Nice.
it's as far as panels, it's 64 pieces of rice paper. So it's the long rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in a little hardcover. You know, it's got on each side. You know, it's between 2 hard pieces of laminated wood and characters that you don't recognize. They're similar to your cultures, like they're the same type of ideographic design.
Yeah.
But it is not. You don't recognize the specifics.
Okay.
And you know, there's other cultures around. You
yeah,
just
like
don't know the languages.
similar. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
They're more complex than your cultures.
and then do they have any like interesting books to read? Just like
She has them, but they're almost all in Iridian.
okay, never mind.
So
That would not work.
Yeah. So It's unfortunate, and she's planning to leave most of them behind. And we got a break.
All right.
Any last minute things? This is it. We're going to be done for equipment after this, so we can
Okay.
go on
Yes,
the game
I'm
after
good.
the break.
All right then. Just a few things that are not equipment.
Okay.
They knew a command word for Leon because he's more Druidian. Do they know other command words so I can control him and not get the party killed? Because like they walked up and he killed them. Yeah.
There is a command word for attack, command word for stop, command word for stay, command word for run away, and that they know. There's 5 command words they knew. So that's 4, right?
Stop, attack, stay, run, and then like defend.
Defend.
All right then. Now I have a option menu for my.
Yep.
Is there anything that we can use for dog food for Herschel, or do I just need to feed him meat along the way?
Yeah, they'll give you enough meat scraps to feed them for about 5 days
Okay.
before it starts. to
Their
go
guard
bad.
dogs are geese.
Understood.
They have some dogs. So. Yeah, they can give you enough food scraps
Yes.
to be good for 5 days.
Yes, they use
And you
the
could- you
dogs
could
to
spread
eat their
that out.
eggs.
All right then.
Right.
And Torn can not. I won't say easily.
Okay, we
it's
got it.
highly,
Is that
you
it?
know,
Because
yeah.
we gotta stop. Okay, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and then we will get the adventure underway now that everybody's equipped up.
All right then.
Please tune right back in soon. See you.